amazing friends.
Gather round, fools! Ooh, I am never doing that again. It's time for Saturday and His Amazing Friends, the show that ventures back into the jibba-jabba of days gone by to look at cartoon shows that used to grace our small, flickering screens every Saturday morning. The kind of shows that you would watch and wonder, how did this get made? And who decided this was a good idea? And most importantly, how many drugs were they on? Today, for example, we're diving into one of the most gloriously ridiculous cartoons the 80s ever produced. Mr. T, the animated series. That's right, someone, somewhere, once said, "You know what Saturday mornings need? A cartoon where Mr. T leads a team of crime-fighting gymnasts." And somehow that man wasn't thrown out of the board meeting. That idea actually made it to television. This show had everything: action, life lessons, mystery solving, gymnastics, and more gold chains than a Zales clearance sale. So, grab your favorite Mr. T themed snack. I suggest iced tea and mohawk munchies. Oh, that's just another name for Chex Mix. And set yourself down and shut up. It's time with a capital T to watch Mr. T, the animated series. There's something very strange about hearing this very aggressive, adrenaline-soaked theme song being played over gymnasts on parallel bars. I mean, yeah, gymnasts are incredible athletes, but you know what else they are? Graceful. This is not graceful music. This is the kind of music that you would beat up Nazis to, not the pommel horse. Ah, yes, Mr. T and his sidekick, Kid Cultural Appropriation. So this television intro pretty much gives you an idea of what you're in for. Just like the A-Team, it's all about Mr. T being rough, tough, and taking no nonsense while also, strangely enough, never throwing a punch against another person because that might encourage kids to hit each other. You know, their default setting. Also, just like the A-Team, Mr. T's teammates are accomplished gymnasts. That's a plot point that didn't really ever come up on the A-Team, but I assure you they were. You should have seen the Faces floor routine. Life-changing.
This is ABC.
A fun factory. Let's have a Play-Doh party. Yeah. A shooting star.
You can make all sorts of great things with a Play-Doh Fun Factory.
I made spaghetti.
And now
I had that
you can get
pasta
fun
maker as a
kits
kid.
when you buy a Fun
That was the worst
Factory
spaghetti of my whole life.
Hey, Keebler, how's the old elfin magic?
Oh, pretty good.
Ah, the old fudge on one side trick, huh? Wow, stripes!
Yes, sir. We're making our fudge stripe cookies. We take crisp, short
Fudge stripes!
cover 'em with rich
That's what we
fudge
used to
on
call
one
it when
side,
we farted
fudge
too hard in our
stripes on the other
undies.
side.
My He-Man
I
underoos
always wanted to know
deserved
how you
better.
girls got the stripes on your fudge stripe.
The first thing you'll notice about this show are the live action...
Listen and listen good. I'm talking to you. When a new kid moves
Yes,
on
sir,
your
I'm
block,
sorry.
What's your attitude? Do you figure? What do we need him for? Well, I pity the fool that makes that mistake. You want to know
Yes,
why?
sir.
Then watch what happened in San Francisco, where a new member joined our team and tried to help solve the mystery of the golden medallion.
I will. That's the thing with Mr. T. When you're in his presence, you don't know what you've done wrong, but you're pretty sure that you're in big trouble. We open up this episode in San Francisco, the city so expensive that $40 has been deducted from your bank account just for looking at this establishing shot. That audience did not just literally ooh and ah. Could you imagine what that recording session was like?
Okay, let's record these crowd noises. Can you sound like a crowd that's excited? Okay, good enough.
Wait, really? We were being sarcastic.
Listen, honey, this is Mr. T, not the Muppet Babies. It's recorded and my give-a-don is all out. I'm calling lunch.
Well, I never. I wonder if Rubik the Amazing Cube is hiring. Forgive them, Father. They know not what they do. Were those medals just stolen right there in front of the judges? I know the refs are blind, but dang. Meanwhile, the Mr. T gymnastics team, I honestly have no idea what their official team name actually is, so I'm calling them the Mr. T gymnastics team. Even though Mr. T doesn't do gymnastics, he's present and therefore he's the most valuable member. The Mr. T gymnastics team are welcoming a new member, Woody Daniels. And by welcoming, I mean that they are completely ostracizing him for absolutely no reason.
What do you think of our new teammate?
Woody? He's okay, I guess. But who needs him?
Yeah, this team needs another gymnast like I need a third ear. Come on, Mr. T. Do you really think this new kid can cut it?
Oh, honey, you did not just come over to Mr. T to rope him into your exclusionary white girl drama, did you? Sorry, but Mr. T isn't just about punching people. He's also about diversity and acceptance and punching people.
Cut it like a knife through butter. He made our team, didn't he?
You will also notice that Mr. T is actually voicing himself, a practice that was not very widespread in those days. Usually, big-name celebrities wouldn't even bother voicing cartoon characters based on their previous roles and let a sound-alike do it. The results were, let's just say, mixed.
I think you lost these.
You cannot stop me, Rambo.
Oh, don't you bet on it. Ow, my lumbar!
This is where I finish you.
Put up or shut up. Oh no, my window! Oh, thank goodness it was open. Oh, tell me you're not going to use a smoke bomb. These things always smell like fart.
But ain't nobody gonna be voicing Mr. T except Mr. T. And don't you forget it.
Didn't he?
Yeah, like a knife through butter. He made our team.
Oh, this kid would be getting so canceled today.
You kid, towel off.
Thanks.
Ah, it's a ghost! Never mind. It's the noob.
Oh, don't mind Spike, Woody. He just wants to be Mr. T when he grows up.
Kid, I don't mean now. Gonna be me then. But the kid's coming close.
Okay, Mr. T says that the kid's appropriation is cool, so it's cool. I don't make the rules. Whatever T says goes. Them's the rules, and whenever it doesn't make sense, it makes sense. Because Mr. T says it does.
The score for Woody Daniels, 9.9.
I don't believe it. He took first place. He beat me.
Woody wins first place, much to the chagrin of the rest of the team. I mean, come on. How dare he come in first place in a competition he came to compete in? What is wrong with him? However, when it comes time to get his medal, the judges are shocked to discover that those shiny ceremonial trinkets are gone. They're also shocked to discover that they're at a gymnastics meet, because all this time they thought they were judging karaoke.
Wait, the medallion's gone. Stolen.
Ripped off.
Nabbed! Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were doing word association. My mistake. Please continue.
Hey, watch it.
Wait. So these guys stole the medals and then what? Just hung around in the crowd until the gymnastics meet was over before making a run for it? Were they really that interested in the competition? Gee, Louie, I know we need to make a break for it with these stolen medals, but I really want to see who wins the uneven bars.
It's not here either.
What isn't turkey?
Oh, good! Mr. Lowercase T is here to stop the crooks. This is where he has a chance to prove that he has the bravery and the gumption to be the perfect protege for Mr. T, or he can just chicken out and start crying. Why does Mr. T put up with this dweeb?
We have purposely trained him wrong, as a joke.
So they're just kidnapping Spike for no reason? Well, that seems a little extreme, but you know what? I'm all for the idea. Ooh, I hope they've already picked out a place to bury the body. The mohawk munchie. Did Spike just faint? He's like a rag doll, lifeless, yet still irritating.
Put that kid down. Put that kid down. You gotta shake him. Follow me.
Oh, thank God. Optimus Prime is here to save the day. Or run over Spike. Either way, win-win. Mr. T, I'm such a big fan. Did you know that I have a kid named Spike too?
Shut up, fool!
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
It's a 60-degree slope, a 5-ton truck, velocity on impact. Oh, sheesh.
And of course, this being an 80s cartoon, the Asian girl has to be good at math. You can't let the white girl be good at math, can you? Can't even give math skills to the whiteys.
Save it for the dudes that got spiked.
You really gotta hand it to whoever it is who grooms that dog. It's gotta be tough to give a canine a mohawk. Of course, that begs the question, is Spike cutting the dog's hair or is Mr. T doing it? Because if Mr. T is doing it, all he would have to do is glare at the dog and the hair would stand on end naturally.
Then, those other addresses are where they're looking for other medallions. So we'll probably find the men and Spike at one of the addresses.
Fun fact for you, this is the very first role given to Phil Lamar, who plays Woody. Do you not know who Phil Lamar is? First of all, shame on you. Secondly, see if this helps.
Me's Conrad.
Got these little tiny legs and these great big chests, so you feel like everybody's got to have a deep voice. It's gonna rain!
Simply words that he would say in a way that he had heard something differently growing up than you had.
No, it was just Virgil dealing with the stuff in his life.
So, Wilt was just sorry. Is that okay? The Jedi Kit Fisto.
So who is Phil Lamar? He's a legend. And in this house, we respect the legend that is Phil Lamar.
Come on, we gotta check those addresses.
Can I help? Yeah, stay here.
The Mr. T gymnastics team ostracizes Woody again because Andy doesn't want to play with a cowboy toy anymore. Sorry, got my cartoons mixed up. Let me try again. The Mr. T gymnastics team ostracizes Woody because, I don't know, he's new, he's black, he's a nerd, he wants to be a lawyer. Ugh. But Mr. T don't want to hear this jibber-jabber and tells Woody to come with him while the gymnast team goes off to inevitably get taken hostage or put into a life-threatening situation due to their own incompetence or something. True to form, the gymnastics team goes to a castle. A castle! In San Francisco! There's a medieval castle in San Francisco in this episode. I'm assuming that they're trying to save money by using backgrounds they already have from another TV show, but come on!
These dragon slayers are big fans of the Middle Ages. They're into jousting and things like that, you know.
LARPing. Just call it LARPing. See, this makes it even more unbelievable that there's a castle for LARPers when we all know they live in their mother's basements. The gang find the metal nappers and, ignoring Mr. T's advice, they go on the attack, which is never a good idea because Mr. T doesn't give advice, he gives orders.
Then let's go.
Is there something wrong with the stairs? I guess getting down the stairs 5 seconds faster is definitely worth the risk of a twisted ankle.
This I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, who would have expected that? In a room full of medieval weaponry, the bad guys would pick up medieval weaponry and use it as weaponry. What a twist!
Bang, bang, bang. Oh, howdy, partner. Time for timer.
Do you ever get that hungry feeling after school? Boy, I do. I'm so hungry, I could eat a wagon wheel. When I'm slow on the draw and I need something to chaw, I hanker for a hunk of cheese.
I'm not sure how I feel about taking nutritional advice from this jaundiced lemon drop.
When my 10-gallon hat's a feeling 5 gallons flat, I got something planned, which is little cheese sandwiches.
It's alright, dude. That happens with age. So I've heard.
When my get up and go has got up and went, I hanker for a hunk of cheese.
This is a lot of words just to communicate eat cheese. Look, you got me with eat cheese. I'm a believer. No more convincing necessary. Cheese is awesome.
I hanker for a hunk of cheese. Yahoo!
Today we'll have a ball at breakfast with my delicious cereal.
Count Chocula.
Do you think that Count Chocula sucked blood like a regular vampire? I bet that's why the kids are in this castle. He lures them in with the promise of sugary cereal and then drains them of their life force, leaving nothing behind but a hollowed husk. Those dried up corpses are then diced up and made into that terrible dried up cereal bits that you find in Lucky Charms. Lucky the Leprechaun was in on it too. It's a huge conspiracy of serial killers. It's the adventures of Timu Indiana Jones.
Tidal wave? Big soft liquid center bubble? Called tidal wave?
Wow, if their gum is this delicious, imagine how they're gonna taste in our stew.
Your soul is mine. Your blood will taste sweet as honey. I can taste your fear. I will devour your mother and make you watch.
Jeff, we gotta stop him.
I'll think of something. I always do.
What are you gonna do? Drown him?
Watch and learn.
It's too bad that was a $10,000 antique, but you've already broken into private property. Why not add vandalism to your growing list of crimes?
You okay, Robin? I'm fine.
That flip seems strangely unnecessary.
Don't leave yet. You'll miss my best trick.
Robin tries to do a Black Widow scissor kick to one of the bad guys without realizing that wrapping her legs around a dude's neck and covering his eyes doesn't exactly put you in control. This isn't a Master Blaster situation, sweetheart. You gotta subdue his legs, otherwise he's gonna do something like... well, like that! Poor Robin. Gone from this earth far too soon. At least there's room on the team for Woody now. Woody would have taken out their kneecaps. I just know it. Oh, good. She's still alive. She was scissor kicking like Black Widow, so I kind of thought she was going to meet Black Widow's fate. You know, a story point that's forgotten by the end of the episode.
I'll
There's more unnecessary gymnastics in this show than there was unnecessary sword twirling in the 2002 He-Man and the Masters of the Universe reboot. That's a very obscure reference, I know, but I'm all about the obscure references. And just like Turbo Teen, one wrong turn and suddenly everything's out of control and disturbingly fleshy.
I hope Mr. T has better luck.
We are closed for a private dinner, monsieur. In any event, we require the jacket and tie.
Isn't that Ming the Merciless? No. Actually, no. Being a maitre d' in a snooty restaurant would be right up Ming's alley.
You got a problem?
No, there is no problem.
I love how implied casual racism, or at least classism in this show, is solved simply by Mr. T's presence. Nothing says stop it, like a force of nature that pities fools. It turns out that the restaurant is hosting a sales award presentation. There's a couple of medallions that have not been smashed waiting to be handed out, which goes to prove that Woody is indeed the smartest person in the group, and the rest of the gymnasts are just salty doofuses. I'm not even sure why Woody wants to be on this team with these ignoramuses. Probably so he can dominate them intellectually, but that's not exactly a high bar. I mean, that's currently the dog's job.
It's entertainment time! Presenting two of the most talented and lovely dancers you'll ever see.
They are not doing the stripper in the cake routine in a children's show. Oh my God, they're doing the stripper in a cake on a children's television show. The 80s were wild. They just didn't care.
But you're not the Marshall sisters.
So did these two guys, like, murder the stripper? Did they tie her up somewhere? Were they just waiting in that cake the entire time, just staring at each other in a hot cake with icing dripping all around them with nothing to do but silently stare? I bet things happened and were said in that cake that they vowed never to speak about again. These are the thoughts that I have when I'm home alone and I forget to take my phone with me to the bathroom. Oh man, I feel bad for this salesman. This has probably been the pinnacle of his entire pathetic life, being awarded that award only to get tackled by two guys who popped out of a cake he was hoping would have a scantily clad woman inside. I wonder how often that happens in real life. I mean, the law of averages would have to be like twice, maybe? A year?
Does the rolling help?
The answer is no. The rolling didn't help. Mr. T, no! The stripper is still in there!
Where's the kid?
Mr. T captures one of the kidnappers, but he's obviously got a death wish because he's not talking. We'll just call Mr. T a genie because that wish is granted. The team reunites at Fisherman's Wharf, where I'm assuming they were harassed by some guy in a bad Jack Sparrow outfit for a picture. I'm pretty sure Mr. T probably threw him to those seals that hang out at the wharf, and those seals probably ate him and ended up overdosing. Except one, which is now the subject of a Tubi original, Meth Seal. He's not just high on life, he's high on terror. Where the only thing more horrific than his bite is his crippling addiction. Streaming soon. Woody once again proves that he's the only competent person on this team by finding the address of the place where all the medallions were made. Yep, the one person with intelligence is being ostracized by the team who is running everything and has no idea what they're doing. If you've ever wondered what it's like to be an American right now, that's pretty much it.
Mr. T, do you really think the owner of that trophy factory will tell us why those men are smashing the medallions?
He will if he knows. May not want to, but he will.
What was that? Stop it. Stop! Some involuntary pee just came out of me. Mr. T and the T-Force roll up on the metal factory, and Mr. T gets ready to dispense some justice because no one respects the law like Mr. T.
Pull over. Busby. There.
It's a no parking zone, Mr. T.
Pull over.
No one respects most of the law like Mr. T.
Not locked.
Oh my god, how do you know that, Mr. T?
Mr. T discovers a hostage who is being prevented from calling for help by lightly clutching a napkin between his lips.
Easy.
Those men dressed in black, they forced me to hide a strip of microfilm in one of the medallions. They wouldn't tell me what's on the film.
You're lucky they didn't. They might have done something worse than tie you up.
Like what? Putting 2 napkins lightly between his lips? Wait, were they just sitting there with that van waiting to bust through the wall at the right time? It's their hangout. Why are they bursting through the wall? The 80s were crazy.
We'll return after these messages.
Hey, kid, what can I get you?
Yum,
What's that? You want gum?
yum.
How about you get out of my store until you learn how to chew with your mouth closed, you disgusting little whelp?
Long ago, in a galaxy far away, the Star Wars saga began, and Kenner continues the excitement.
We must capture Luke Skywalker.
Suckus, Imperial TIE Fighter pilot, AT-AT Commander, and Hoth Luke Skywalker, each sold separately.
Those guys don't give up.
Which way now, AT-AT Commander?
He must be in here.
Are they really an AT-AT commander and TIE fighter pilot without an AT-AT or a TIE fighter? I mean, come on, guys. Right now, you're just Steve and Bill. The van chases the kids around the hideout. A weird choice, but okay. I mean, guns probably would have been better, but who am I to criticize a couple of bad guys who are baller enough to drive their van on the inside of a building trying to kill a bunch of children? It's surprisingly hardcore. The kids unnecessarily flip out of the way. You know, these kids are like that flipping chihuahua toy that we used to see all around the malls. You know, we would watch it squeak bark and then it would flip, and then we'd cry and ask our mommy to get it for you, and she never would. And then you grew up and realizes that the noise it made was actually really irritating and that you didn't want to listen to them either. Well, that's what this gymnastics team is in every respect now that I'm an adult.
You sentimental about that machine?
No.
Good.
Sentimental about that machine? What even is that machine? Isn't that the Mr. Coffee from Spaceballs?
I always have coffee when I watch...
Mr. T.
You know that. Of course I do, sir. Everybody knows that. Of course we do, sir!
Out of there, you. Now talk. Where's the kid?
In the headquarters.
Where's that?
Oh, this isn't the headquarters? Well, that kind of explains why they were driving a van around in there. Actually, it doesn't explain anything. What even is this place? These people crashed a van into a place that they weren't even hiding out in? Give them breathalyzers, Mr. T.
Wait a minute. We were just there a minute ago.
Well, that's fortunate. This is going to save them even more money on backgrounds.
You. Call the cops. They got some garbage to pick up. You. Back to the bus.
I would never say this to Mr. T's face, but he's rude as hell.
Emergency. Coming through.
Get out of my way, sucker. They just debuted Pac-Man with a bow. It's like a whole new game, and I gotta play it.
You hear that?
Oh, that's gotta be Spike. It sounds just like he sounds every night when he takes 3 hours to use the restroom. What is he doing in there all day?
Spike! Oh, Spike! Thank heaven you're all right. I'm so glad to see you. Hey, cut me some slack!
Sadly, the gymnastics team finds Spike unharmed and is reunited with the most annoying cartoon character in history. With Spike back in the gang, Mr. T and his gymnastics team focuses their attention to retrieving this mysterious microfilm, which they have no idea what's on it.
They've got it now.
But I heard where they're taking it. Alcatraz Island at midnight.
So everything in this episode takes place either on Fisherman's Wharf or Alcatraz Island. It's like this episode was written by somebody who only had a vague idea of what was in San Francisco.
May I have the microfilm, please?
Why is the bad guy more polite than Mr. T?
First, the payoff.
Payoff you want, payoff you get.
Oh my, are they scaling down the building? That doesn't make any sense. Are they doing that for dramatic effect? Are they honestly that theatrical? I guess I should be flattered that they're performing for me, but come on! That was totally worth the 30-minute detour to get the rope from the hardware store. Now let's get him!
Mr. T and his gang subdue the kidnappers, but the microfilm falls overboard.
The microfilm! I got it!
It's okay, Kim. I'm pretty sure that's just George and Gracie from Star Trek 4. Go on. Pet them. I bet they're friendly. Hey, Batman has his shark repellent, and Mr. T has his.
Gee, Mr. T, weren't you scared of those sharks?
Of course I was scared. A hero's not somebody that doesn't get scared. A hero is somebody who licks being scared.
These are computer programs. The arcade. I'll bet they're video game programs.
Those can be worth millions.
Fortunately, these video game files are going back to the company that owns them and who will put them to what I'm assuming is good use. But hey, what video game was on that file anyway? Oh no.
I gotta admit, Woody, if you hadn't come up with those addresses, we might never have rescued Spike or solved the mystery.
Welcome to the team, Woody.
The episode ends with the rest of the gymnastics team acknowledging Woody's usefulness and finally welcoming him to the team, proving that until you are of use to the majority, you might as well be trash. And that's the end of this episode of Mr.
Get the picture?
Sorry, sir.
The friends you already got might not be all the friends you ever need. And when you keep new people out, just because they're new to you, you're only cheating yourself. That's what Robin, Jeff, and Kim found out. So don't you ever write nobody off just because he's the new kid on the block. You'll never know what you might be missing till you get to know them. So take it from me, Mr. T.
Speaking for Burger King, I am proud to announce that we have...
Now that he's gone, I guess we can talk about...
Hey, you in the suit.
Sorry,
You're
sir.
in a lot of trouble.
I know you're all behind us on this.
I like the Whopper the way it was, fool.
The new Whopper has more beef than ever. More beef than Big Mac or Wendy's single. And it beat them both for best taste.
More beef? Better taste?
The new Whopper. More beef than Big
Now with 30% more salmonella.
Okay, fool. It's good. I'll let you live.
Teaming up with Mr. T cereal. It's getting on the team that knows how cool breakfast can be. You get a crispy corn taste with a touch of brown sugar. Teaming up with Mr. T.
It's cool.
Teaming up with Mr. T. Golden sweet crispy teas. One bite and you're...
I pity the poor fool. Don't eat my cereal.
It's cool.
Teaming up with Mr. T.
And there you have it. Mr. T, the animated series, a show so wonderfully absurd, so unapologetically 80s, that it could only exist in that magical era of Saturday morning cartoons. Let's be honest. No network today would greenlight a series about a celebrity bodyguard who travels the country solving mysteries with a group of gymnasts. And that's a shame, because the world could always use more of Mr. T. But here's the thing. Mr. T was more than just a cartoon character. He was a hero to kids everywhere. He wasn't just about the muscles, the mohawk, or the gold chains. He stood for something. He taught kids to stay in school, stay away from drugs, and stand up for what's right. He wasn't just tough, he was kind. And that made him a real role model. Beyond the cartoon, beyond the catchphrases, Mr. T became a cultural icon, especially in Black history. At a time when Black heroes were few and far between in mainstream media, Mr. T was larger than life. He wasn't just a hero for Black kids, he became the first Black hero for white children too, me included. He broke barriers without even trying because he was too busy being Mr. T. So here's to Mr. T, the toughest, kindest, most unapologetically awesome hero of the 80s. A man who pitied fools, lifted spirits, and made the world just a little cooler. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to find a gymnastics team to help me solve some mysteries, because if it's good enough for T, it's good enough for me. Before I do that though, why not give our Patreon a visit and become a member for only $5 a month? With your help, we can make more content like Saturday and his amazing friends, Jason Watches, the VHS Vault, and more, including that top secret show that I'm working on. I promise I'm going to get it done one day. So please check out the video description below for more information on how to become a Patreon or a channel member, because that's what Mr. T would do. I know that these may be terrifying times, and a lot of people are scared for good reason. But even in the hardest times, you are not alone. There are people who care about you, even if it doesn't always feel like it. There are moments of kindness happening all around us, even in this chaos. And there is strength in you, even when you feel like you have none left. So take a deep breath. Step by step, moment by moment, you will get through this. We will get through this. And you don't have to do it alone. Keep reaching out, keep holding on, and remember, you are seen, you are valued, and you are stronger than you know. So be like Mr. T. Don't pity no fools, and don't take no guff. Times may be tough, but it's not as tough as you, and it sure as hell ain't tougher than Mr. T. The heck did that come from? Am I gonna have to paint over that?